Blackstone Audio presents A Mormon in the White House? 10 Things Every American Should Know About Mitt Romney by Hugh Hewitt. Introduction. At about 9:20, the telephone rang in the hall. Dean Acheson was calling from his country house in Maryland. "Mr. President," he said, "I have very serious news. The North Koreans have invaded South Korea." From Truman by David McCullough. It is with evenings like that one of June 24th, 1947 in mind that Americans ought to cast their primary and general election votes for presidents. When devastating surprises arrive, whether on December 7th, 1941, September 11th, 2001, or any such future day, and there will be many, our country's survival depends upon the man or woman in the Oval Office. The first duty of American conservatives is to use their talents, time, and treasure to conserve America. And not just any sort of America, but one in which all men and women are understood to have been created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, rights which are best protected through the institutions created by the Constitution and operated under that Constitution's design of mediated majoritarianism. Conservatives understand the value of life, including the life of the unborn, the deep and enduring benefits of freedom of religion and of the press, the absolute necessity of the right to hold property free of excessive governmental intrusion, the joy, efficiency, and breathtaking productivity of free markets and free minds, the necessity of an uncorrupt judiciary fairly dealing out justice under a rule of law, and the dangers of unelected judges asserting for themselves roles and claiming for themselves powers outside their constitutional duties. Conservatives also understand clearly the war in which the West finds itself. Serious conservatives know as well that the war can be lost and the world engulfed in a barbaric darkness, one suddenly brought about through the release of the awful powers of nuclear weaponry, or through contagions manufactured for the purpose of spreading disease and death. Conservatives are deeply uneasy as the nation moves toward the end of the Bush presidency. We know that there is not a single serious contender for the Democratic nomination who has evidenced anything resembling seriousness about the war. A Democratic Congress cannot lose the war, although it will make victory much more difficult. But a Democratic president can indeed lose the war, and unleash through weakness, incompetence, and...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?